Israel and Hamas have finally agreed to a hostage negotiation deal. It is essentially a prisoner swap agreement. So 50 Israeli hostages will be released from Hamas captivity in return for 150 Palestinian prisoners who are in the jails of Israel. We know that at least 3 Americans will be part of the first 50 hostages who will be released. 2 of these are American women, one of them an American toddler, just 3 years old. Her name is Abigail. We also know that out of all the hostages, 240 of them that Hamas had abducted and taken back to Gaza after the massacre of October 7, there were at least 33 minors in those, and the youngest is just 9 months old. According to an organization of hostages' families, there are at least 62 women as well. And out of these 62 women, at least 4 women are Israeli soldiers. Now, this is the first step of the hostage negotiation, and they hope that the 50 is just a starting number. And if both sides hold up the deal, that number could go up. Some even suggesting that an additional day of ceasefire will continue and 10 more hostages can be released, and that would mean an additional day of ceasefire. But the question then is, who are the Palestinian prisoners who will be released in return for these hostages? Now, there are a number of political prisoners in Israel's jails from not just Gaza but also from West Bank. The number before October 7 was pegged at around 5,000 political prisoners. An additional 2,000 was added after October 7. These are numbers given out by an agency that looks at how many prisoners are in Israel, and they have looked at data from the jails itself. There's a group called Addameer that looks at these numbers, and they have put out a number of around 200 teenagers who are in Israel's jails. They also claim that before October 7, there were about 150 boys in Israel jails and 30 women and girls. Now, after October 7, there have been some more detentions. They have also seen some releases as well. So that number is give or take, probably a score or so. Then there were also at least up to 300 others in Gaza who were taken as prisoners or who were taken into custody during the ground invasion that Israel started late in October. And in this invasion, some of these who they have picked up, they have said these people have connections with armed Palestinian groups, and that's why they have been picked up for interrogation and they were brought back to Israel. This in some ways also has helped Israel get a better sense of how to proceed with their ground invasion in Gaza as well. That number is roughly in the range of 300. There's also one prominent activist, 22-year-old Ahed Tamimi. Now, she is someone who is also among the women who are in Israel's jails, and she's a high-profile figure in the West Bank. She was sentenced to prison in 2018 for slapping an Israeli soldier. Now, her family actually has talked about this also. Israel officials arrested her, saying that it was for hate speech online, but her family has denied that the post was hers. So she is one of the better known activists or a better known or a high profile figure among all these otherwise unnamed Palestinians who are in Israel's jails. So 150 prisoners from Israel's jails who are Palestinians who are expected to be released in the first 4 days when Israel and Hamas both have agreed to a ceasefire in exchange for at least 50 hostages.
Stay with the Times of India for news breaks, analysis, interviews and events. We bring you stories from your neighborhood and from across the globe as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the like button and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos.